I've just released Quarton the Coding, the second book in my Quarton trilogy. This book here is Quarton the Bridge, the first one, and I'd like to read you an extract from near the start of the book, and it concerns Fen, my main character, and she's just found the Quarton block. Fen pulled back slightly to better appreciate its beauty and uniformity. It was about the size of a shoebox and not a perfect cuboid by any means, although it did look like the block might somehow have been deliberately hewn to this shape. The random chips and scratches showed wear, but its texture was glass-like, opaque, and made of a smooth material she had not come across previously. Her senses were fully alert now, anticipating what might happen next. It did not take long. The block began to pulse subtly. Faint tinges of yellow changed into shades of orange, then red, before settling back into yellow once more. She leant forward and touched it again, holding the palm of her hand flat against the surface. On each silent beat, she felt a slight vibration run through her fingers and up her arm. It became more pronounced as it took her through the darker colours before easing her back down to calmness once more in the lighter shades. The crescendo built time and time again. Each time it's tempting her to go on a journey, only to pull her back before she could discover what lay at the end. Frustratingly, it had treated her like this before. No, she heard herself say, no. Her show of impatience seemed to work as she felt a change this time. The darker colours stayed and the vibrations became more intense, slightly painful and unpleasant. Her first inclination was to fight it, to make it stop and allow the light and relative calmness to return. But if she did that, she would never find out what it was. So she held on, and on, until her brain was suddenly filled with a myriad of images and experiences. Screams, flames, explosions, faces, so many familiar faces, alien landscapes, buildings. It was a whirlwind of sensory overload. The images were interspersed with fragments of stories, relationships, feelings of love and betrayal, anger, disappointment. It was overwhelming. Her head ached with the sheer force of events. And then suddenly, it stopped. And she was by a lake.